So, I don't know. This is just something that I've been thinking about a lot. And I thought about posting it because it's a near and dear thing into my heart, but I used to be pro-choice. And if you know anything about pro-choice, you know that that means that you believe in abortion. And the thing about abortion is I don't think that I could ever understand why women or you know why women think that men don't have a say or have a right in the idea of what abortion is, cuz whenever I was pro-choice, I used to think, "Oh yeah, like if a person or if a woman was raped, why should she have to carry that baby to term? Like why do we say that women should have to carry a baby to term just because she was raped, and that could lead to a whole other level of trauma. But after a while I sat down and I truly thought about this idea of what being pro choice, or as Kristen Hawkins said, pro abortion means. And one thing that I really thought about in my lifetime was, you know why should my life be any less important than a person's life who is not planned or was never planned to begin with? If a woman gets raped, that's a dreadful thing, and I'm sorry for any woman that ever had to get raped. And that must be a dreadful thing because I could never go through that, I think, or have never gone through it. And I hope to never go through it in my lifetime, or any woman should ever have to go through that in their lifetime, or, for any sake, any man should ever have to go through that in their lifetime. But I still think about the children who are born because of rape. And I also think about the children who are aborted because of rape. You think that life is just a clump of cells, but it's not. It's a human life that was created. Something like Kristen Hawkins said has never been created in this lifetime before. I may not be a professional on what pro life or pro abortion fully means, but I do know one thing, and I do know that aborting a baby that's in the womb, I feel like, is morally wrong, because you never gave that baby a chance to live or a chance to even try to live life. And also, just, I think personally that not giving somebody a fighting chance at life is wrong, because why should we not give them a chance? I wasn't an unplanned child. I was completely planned by my parents, and they wanted me in their life, and every day I'm thankful. But and like, my life has been great because my parents have always wanted me, and I've never doubted that in my lifetime. But my niece, well, my sister was not a planned child. My mom had her whenever she was 15, and or was she was conceived whenever my mom was 15. And I believe, and my sister and I are not friends, or we're not close now because we're 19 years apart, but I believe that she does deserve the right to live. And if it wasn't for her, I'd never have my amazing nephew that I sadly never see. But I want him to live the best life that he could possibly live in his lifetime. I really do. I love that kid more than I could ever possibly say. He is probably the only one in my family that I truly, truly love that isn't my parents. I love the rest of my family, I do, but not as much as I love him. So, you know, I guess, why I think that males also have a right in this issue is, the kid that the mom is aborting, that is also the dad's child. If the dad wanted to be in the life of that child, he never had an option. You know, he never had a say in what happened to that child, and that just breaks my heart. You know, if it was like an, you know, like if it was like a consensual sex, that child is gone because a man never got the opportunity to say what he wanted to say or been able to speak up on this issue because he lost his son or daughter to abortion. That just, you know, before he even got a chance to even meet them, you know, that is a really sad situation. And I just hope that maybe there's more that we could do to help those people. Or, you know, even males who get raped by a female, you know, and the female rapist decides to have an abortion, that's just as cruel. And I don't understand why we never include men in these conversations. It may be the woman's body, but a man should have the right to decide, as well as the woman, on whether or not that child gets to live and should be able to fight for that child's life. It's not, to me, it's not forcing a mom to keep a baby. It's, you know, allowing that child a chance to live and a chance to breathe and a chance to experience life instead of just ending it before it even began and playing God. All abortion is just women playing God. You know, most pro-abortionists, you know, don't believe in God. So, you know, whenever they say the things that they do, you know, they're mostly trying to get to you at a Christian level because, you know, most pro-lifers are, you know, pro-religion or have a religion that they follow, whether that be God or, you know, whatever it is that Muslims believe in or anything along those lines. So why are you getting the right to play God and end a child's life before it even began just because you think that the child's life is going to be terrible? And even if it is, what gives you the right to decide whether or not that child wants to live or not? I guess I just think about that. I mean, I don't know. Those are just my thoughts for the day, and I hope that everyone who, for some reason, watches this has a great evening.